One of the best ways to save money is cooking instead of eating out. But if your tiny home kitchen isn't set up properly, you're not gonna wanna cook inside your van. We've got so many smart tips for you today on how to set up your tiny kitchen so that you love cooking in your van. This is part 2 of our deep dive van tour series. Last week, we covered the bathroom area. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out. This week, we're gonna be covering everything to do with the kitchen and cooking in your tiny home on wheels. This is our main kitchen area. I'm gonna break down all of the little components, and at the very end, I'm gonna tell you why we set up the whole kitchen the way that we did. It's a very scientific method. First up, we have our Dometic cooktop. This is a 2-burner cooktop. I really only wanted a 1-burner cooktop because in our last van, I found that I really only used 1 burner most of the time. This is the one that fit best in the space. We actually have it mounted sideways because I wanted to keep a little bit of counter space in between so you can put your bowls here when you're filling them. I do love cooking with fire, cooking with propane. There's something very primal about that is just makes cooking even that much more fun. The Dometic has an automatic ignition, so basically you turn the heat on and then light it up. It was really important to us to find a cooktop with an ignition built in so that we weren't always looking for matches or lighters to start the propane.
You making some tea?
This is kind of empty.
Okay, so you might want to shut that off.
The pros of the Dometic is that it's super safe, it's a name brand, you know that you can kind of trust it. The downside is this little nook where the buttons are tends to accumulate a lot of gunk down here and it's kind of hard to clean. You can take these buttons off, so that makes it a little bit easier to clean around here.
If you're using propane, you want to make sure that you vent. You don't want any buildup of any of that gas building up in your space because it could be very detrimental to you. Over here on the front, we actually have our fan. Even if you just crack the hood open, that creates some type of ventilation, but I would recommend that you turn it on. And if you want even more airflow than that, you come to your back area and you open up one of your windows. That way you get a nice cross breeze and it will definitely pull anything out. Another huge safety factor is that you want to make sure that you have a propane detector and a CO2 detector. We put one inside our space, lower to the floor. That way if there's any gas buildup or anything, that propane detector will go off immediately. One of the most important things when putting in a propane tank inside your van is that you have it boxed in and also vented through the bottom of the floor. So what you do is you build yourself a little box here, fully sealed as you can see, and then inside in the back of the box area we cut open a hole, drill through the floor, and put a little piece of piping. That way any of that heavy gas, when it leaks, it will leak out through the base of the van. We're just telling you guys this because we don't want you to blow up.
This full side is basically all kitchen and food storage. Up top, this gasket is broken right now, so I'm gonna have to hold it for you. This is where our food storage and pantry is. We've added an extra shelf on the inside and a couple of storage baskets. This is full of tea, this is full of nuts and other snacks. We have this bin in the front, which is all of our toothbrushes, toothpaste, coffee, bread. We've also got our only dishes in here. For us, that's 4 large dinner bowls and 4 side plates. We also have a couple of Brewmate mugs, which we really love and we have lids for as well, so those are really great that they're not gonna spill in the van. In a house, you would have way more dishes than this, especially for 2 people, but we're not often hosting people for dinner, and if we are, we can have up to 8 people, I guess. We rarely go through more than 2 and 2, but it's nice to have a couple extra in case you're prepping something or you want to kind of put something to the side while you're cooking. The other great thing about these dishes is that they're not breakable. So if they're jiggling around, if they smash on the floor, they're never gonna break, which is very important in a van. We did add a knife block to our kitchen because we thought it would be kind of cool looking. We could have all of our knives up there, but we've had multiple people tell us that if we get into a car accident, anything that's up here will become a projectile. Giant, sharp chef knives on here, they might come flying into the back of your head, which would be bad. We've actually decided we need to start a magnet collection and we're gonna have the magnets up on here.
Since I'm not the one who does the cooking, I'm the one who did the building. We have a couple of kitchen appliances that we needed 120 outlets, so I put one on each side of the van. That way we could use the appliance wherever we like. Sometimes it's actually great to be able to plug in, throw the rice cooker in the sink while we're driving, so that way we could have a nice hot meal when we get to the spot where we're going. All of our countertops in our van are dirty epoxy pours. We did an 8-hour live where we poured these tops, and it was a bit of a shit show, to be honest with you.
What is happening? We had no plan, Caitlin. I think that's incredibly clear. My artistic flair.
They came out beautiful, and everybody that comes into our van is actually like, wow, these are so beautiful. They were only gonna be temporary. We were gonna get live edge, but they've kind of grown on us. Over the last 6 months, these countertops have held up really well. If you do wind up having to refinish them, all you have to do is do a wet sand on top of them, and then after that wet sand, you pour a nice clear coat over the top. In our first van, we actually had one of those banana or fruit hammocks, and that thing is a disaster. It smashes against the wall. It was crazy. So what we did is we wound up finding these fruit baskets that we could put on the wall. We put them back into this new van here. Becomes a catch-all sometimes. It is actually really great for when you have a lot of fruit in the summertime. You stash it all inside these baskets here. One of the things that we'll probably do in the future is we're gonna wind up lining these baskets, because once it does become a catch-all, it kind of looks messy. So in order to keep that mess from being in everybody's view, we're gonna cover it up a little bit.
In our bathroom tour, we actually explained a lot about how the sink works because it doubles as the kitchen and the bathroom sink. One of the most important features of this area is actually the soap pump. It's very tiny, but it is a super useful piece. You just fill it up with your soap and then it's always at the ready. Instead of having to go down underneath, find your bottle of soap, bring it up, and then remember to put it away. Because remember, we live in a van. Anything that gets left on the countertop is gonna fly to the floor when we drive. We also utilize our Berkey for our fresh water. We just use the extendable handle, bring it over to the top, and fill the Berkey up. This is the smallest Berkey that you can get. I believe it's 1.5 liters. We'll have links to this and everything else that we used in this tour down below. We love it. It makes water taste absolutely amazing. And sometimes when you're filling up water, it's usually at like a gas station. You're not really sure about the quality of it. I'm sure it's fine, but we do have a water filtration before it goes into the tank underneath the sink. That's fine for the soap and dish water, but for our drinking water, we like to take the extra step of using the Berkey. Behind the faucet over here, I have 2 little plants. These guys were in our last build as well. They are thriving. Right behind this faucet here, they don't tend to move anywhere. So even when we're driving, these are 2 things that we can actually leave on the countertop and not worry about. You really don't need a lot of appliances or a lot of different things to cook amazing meals in a van. Let me lay out for you everything I use to cook almost all of our meals inside this van. My most used piece of cookware is this frying pan. I could make breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day with this frying pan. The lid is very handy if you're trying to reheat anything. A lid and a frying pan is a must.
That frying pan's so good you can make bread in it.
It's true. Next up is this 2-liter stainless steel pot. This doesn't come out as often, but if you want to make things like chili or a big pasta sauce, soups, you kind of need a pot. This is not used as often, but it does come in very handy.
I wonder if you could bake a full bread in there.
I don't know, maybe, probably. Next up, a very small mixing bowl. You're not gonna be making large quantities of things. We actually had a large mixing bowl and a small mixing bowl, and it was just too much to store, so we got rid of the big one and kept the little guy. A stainless steel strainer for rinsing off fruit or, I don't know, whatever. We do use it very often. Oh yeah, draining pasta. I've actually been making my noodles in the frying pan lately, so I'll cook the noodles in the frying pan and then add the sauce. Anyways, you come up with ways that you don't need to use multiple things at once. One pot or one pan meals are always the best cooking in a van. This blender is nice because it's 12-volt powered. You charge it up with a C plug and then it lasts for quite a while. The problem is it's not very strong. You can't really make a lot of different things in it. I've tried to make hummus in here and you really have to water it down for it to get moving. This is something that I don't use very often at all. It kind of lives in the back of the kitchen area. If you do need it, it's nice to have. This little guy is my cooking savior. He is a rice cooker, very small. You can make rice in here, of course, but you can make anything that really requires boiling. You could make noodles, quinoa, reheat soups, stews. I make oats in here. There's actually whole cookbooks devoted to the rice cooker. So if you wanted to maximize this tiny little unit that doesn't take very much power, it's a godsend. Also, I'm very bad at making rice, so this is the only way I know how to do it. And it's the perfect size for 2. I make 1 cup of rice in here and it actually lasts for 2 meals for the both of us. It's a perfect size to reheat anything for 2 people. Any good chef knows you need a good knife and a cutting board and you can make pretty much anything.
Oh, calm down with that knife, girl. I know it's close to Halloween.
The knife used to live on the knife block, but now it lives safely in this drawer. Before I put everything back, let's talk about what else is down here. First up, I have this tall storage container. This is one of these Tupperware drawer things. That's kind of our medicine cabinet. So it has things like, I don't know, allergy pills, Band-Aids,
extra vitamins,
nail polish, essential oils, a bunch of random stuff, decks of cards. It's all the kind of the little nits and bobs that you don't use every single day, but are handy to have around. Garbage can, which actually needs replacing because this thing broke off the other day, but we're still using it. Don't want to carry a whole lot of trash, so having like a giant trash can is gonna make your van kind of smell. Behind the garbage can, we have all of our random storage stuff. Multi-surface cleaner. You need to have a fire extinguisher. Tio at Ventura actually gave us this one when they found out that we didn't have one. So thank you very much, Tio. This is our only broom for the whole house. You really need to sweep the floors almost every single day, every other day, just to keep it clean because there's so much in and out. All the extra soap for the soap pump up top. Oats, we've got oat milk, kind of all the extras, dog food, first aid kit, and then this is our plumbing system down here. So this is the filtration system, and this is the pump, and this is the pipe that takes it all out to the gray tank. You can use dishcloths like this to go in between anything that might rattle while you're driving. This half of the kitchen is also very useful. We have one giant drawer that has all of our kitchen cooking bits and bobs. The great thing we have in here is the cutlery storage. Rather than having a wide cutlery storage like most houses have, we have a long and narrow one, which actually saves so much space, allowing us to have all of our knives, forks, and spoons compact, giving us a lot of extra space for the rest of the utensils. The other big appliance we have in here is an immersion blender. So that's good if you're making soups that you want to be blended. We hardly ever use it, but it's very handy when our shitty little blender doesn't work.
Take that shot!
The other thing every van life kitchen should have is a couple packs of matches and a couple of lighters. If the ignition on your cooktop goes out, if you're starting a campfire outside, these could be lifesavers, so you want to have a couple. This is our pantry storage. It's all of our spices, flours, baking mixes, sauces, olive oils, everything that you could possibly need in a kitchen is housed in here. I originally didn't think this was gonna be enough space. It's only 5 inches wide and it just felt like it was gonna be very tight and small, but it actually fits so much. The other thing I'll note is that all of our cupboards and this storage area are lined with drawer liners. That helps keep the noise vibration down when you're driving. This toe kick storage is amazing, but we always forget to tell people about it because it's so hidden away. It's got 2 little handles and you just pull it on out. Look how much we can store in here. We've got tons of cans of beans and tomatoes, lots of great stuff. This kind of dry storage is gonna help keep you off grid for way longer. Even when all of the fresh stuff is gone in the fridge, you'll still have beans. If you're trying to be a van life prepper to be off grid, and especially with the rising price of food, this is an amazing way to stock up when you see good deals on cans. Load it up and you're good to go. One of the most important pieces of our kitchen is the fridge. This is a 60-liter Iceco fridge, single zone. It would be nice to have a fridge and a freezer, but we didn't want to give up the space of the freezer when we have so much room in the fridge. Not usually down here when I open this. This fridge fits so much food. Smaller area over here, over the compressor, that's good for kind of stuff that might get fragile. And the deep section is perfect for anything that's not gonna be too fragile or get broken if it's kind of touching other things. So let's show you how we put all of our groceries away into this tiny space to keep us off grid for at least 2 weeks. That's everything for the fridge. I really like having it here. I could usually close it with my feet. Oh!
I know everybody at home right now watching this video is asking the question, why did you set up the kitchen like this?
The best way to explain it is by cooking a little bit of a meal. I've got my fridge over here so I can easily access all of my ingredients. Quick turn around and I can easily access my frying pan. I've got all of my storage laid out right in front of me. I have a great prep area to do all of my chopping. The garbage can is right down here for scraps. And I have the sink for any kind of cleanup or draining. This is what's called a triangle kitchen. We have the cooktop, the sink, the prep area, and the fridge in a triangle. This makes it really easy to cook delicious meals because you can come over here, prep, grab the stuff from the fridge, come over here, cook it, and clean it. Any kitchen of any size, this is the ultimate goal that you're looking for, is something to be in a triangle. Today we're going to try to make pizza.
Pizza on a frying pan.
It's our first attempt. You always have to have your kitchen helper close at hand.
Yo, my guys and gals, this is chef's kiss. Job, baby. We could cook pizza in a frying pan. Yes. Seriously, something we're gonna do all the time now.
Proof that you can cook any kind of delicious meal with a very small, simple setup. You don't need the fancy kitchen that you see in Home and Garden magazine. A van kitchen will do just fine. If you guys thought this video was helpful or you have any tips for us on how to optimize our kitchen, let us know in the comments below.
Smash the like button.
Be sure to watch part 1 of the series where we cover our bathroom. Next up, we're talking storage.